Stop what you are doing right now. If you receive the GST credit, or if you have ever received it, the next few minutes of this video could mean hundreds, possibly close to $1,000 extra in your pocket this year, because something very significant just happened. On April 2nd, 2026, millions of Canadians woke up, checked their bank accounts, and saw a deposit. But here is what most of them did not fully understand. That deposit was not just the regular quarterly GST credit they have been receiving for years. That payment now carries a brand new name, a brand new identity, and it is the beginning of one of the largest expansions of direct financial support this country has seen in decades. I am Tyler, and welcome back to CPP Experts. Today we are breaking down everything you need to know about the April 2nd payment, the new Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit, the one-time bonus top-up that could be worth hundreds of dollars, and the critical deadlines and fine print that could cost you money if you miss them. Stay with me till the very end, because I am going to give you specific dollar amounts, exact dates, and insider tips that most people simply will not find anywhere else. Let us start from the very beginning so everyone is on the same page. Why did the payment arrive on April 2nd? Most Canadians know the GST credit comes on the 5th of the payment month: January, April, July, and October. So why did it arrive on April 2nd this time? This is something a lot of people got confused about. Here is the simple explanation. April 5th this year falls on a Sunday, and the Friday before that, April 4th, is Good Friday, which is a statutory holiday in Canada. The Canada Revenue Agency, the CRA, always moves payments to the last business day before the scheduled date when there is a conflict like this. So April 2nd, this past Thursday, was the last eligible business day, and that is exactly when the payment went out. This is completely normal and nothing to be alarmed about. If you saw a deposit in your account on April 2nd and wondered why it came early, now you know. It is your regular quarterly payment, just moved forward because of the holiday schedule. Now here is something important to understand about this April payment specifically. This is the last payment of the 2025 to 2026 benefit year. The benefit year runs from July to June. So the payments in July 2025, October 2025, January 2026, and now April 2026, these four payments together make up one complete benefit year, all calculated based on your 2024 tax return. Starting July 2026, a brand new benefit year begins, and that one will be based on your 2025 tax return. And trust me, that July 2026 payment is going to look very different from anything you have received before. I will explain exactly why in a few minutes. How much did you receive on April 2nd? Let us talk exact numbers. For the 2025 to 2026 benefit year, the maximum annual GST credit amounts are as follows. A single adult with no children can receive a maximum of $533 per year. That works out to roughly $133.25 per quarter. A married or common law couple can receive a maximum of $698 per year, which is about $174.50 per quarter. And for every child under the age of 19 in your household, there is an additional $184 per year, or $46 per quarter added on top. So if you are a couple with 2 children, your maximum annual credit is $1,066, and your quarterly payment would be around $266.50. Now these are the maximum amounts. What you actually receive depends on your income. The credit is income tested, which means if your family income is above a certain level, your payment starts to decrease. For this benefit year, the one ending in June 2026, the phase-out begins at approximately $42,500 of adjusted family net income. And here is the exact math that most people never explain. For every $1,000 you earn above that threshold, your credit is reduced by $50. So if a single person has an income of $44,500, that is $2,000 above the threshold, their credit would be reduced by $100 from the maximum. The credit fully disappears for single adults somewhere between $51,000 and $53,000 depending on their specific situation. For a family of 4, the credit drops to zero once combined household income reaches approximately $68,152. If you received less than you expected on April 2nd, this phase-out formula is likely the reason. And the good news is, these thresholds are going up starting July 2026, which means more people will qualify, and some people who were getting reduced amounts will see their payments go back up. The Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, what it is and why it matters. Now let us get to the big story. You may have heard the term Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit in the news lately and wondered what it is. Let me clear this up completely because there is a lot of confusion out there. On January 26, 2026, Prime Minister Mark Carney stood up and made a major announcement. The government was taking the existing GST credit program, the same payment that has been going out for decades, and they were rebranding it, renaming it, and significantly expanding it. The new name is the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit. Parliament moved quickly. Bill C-19, officially called the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit Act, received royal assent on February 12, 2026. This is now law. This is not a proposal. This is not something that might happen. It has already been passed by Parliament and signed into law. Now here is what I need you to understand very clearly because this is where people get confused. The Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit is not a completely new program that you need to apply for separately. It is the GST credit, the exact same program you have always known, but with a new name and with significantly higher payment amounts. The eligibility rules are the same. The automatic qualification through your tax return is the same. The quarterly payment schedule is the same. What has changed is the amount of money you receive, and the government has made two very specific promises to Canadians about this. The first promise is a one-time top-up payment. The second promise is a permanent 25% increase to the regular quarterly payments for 5 years starting July 2026. Let me break both of these down separately because they work very differently. The one-time 50% top-up payment. The government has announced that every person who currently receives the GST credit will receive a special one-time bonus payment. This bonus is equal to 50% of your total annual GST credit for the 2025 to 2026 benefit year. Let me say that again clearly. 50%, not 25%, 50%. This is a one-time lump sum on top of everything else. Let me give you the official government examples so you can see exactly what this means in real dollars. A single senior with a net income of $25,000 receives the maximum annual GST credit of $533. 50% of $533 is $267. So that senior will receive a one-time bonus payment of $267. A couple with 2 children earning $40,000 receives an annual credit of $1,066. 50% of that is $533, so that family gets a one-time bonus of $533. These are not small amounts. The government has committed $3.1 billion in total for this one-time payment across all eligible Canadians. Now, the critical question everyone is asking, was this top-up included in the April 2nd payment? Here is the honest answer. The government has said this payment will be made as early as possible this spring and no later than June 2026. As of the time of this video, there is no official confirmation that it was bundled with the April 2nd quarterly deposit. It may have been. It may not have been. Some Canadians are reporting seeing higher than usual amounts on April 2nd, while others are seeing their normal quarterly amount. The safest thing you can do right now is log into your CRA My account and check your benefit statement. If the top-up was there on April 2nd, great. If it was not, do not panic. You have until June 2026 at the latest to receive it. It will come. It is law. The 25% permanent increase, starting July 2026. Now let us talk about the long-term change, which is honestly even more significant than the one-time bonus when you look at the total dollars over 5 years. Starting with the July 2026 payment, the base amount of the Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit goes up by 25% and stays at that higher level for 5 full years through 2031. Let me show you exactly what the new numbers look like. Currently, a single adult can receive a maximum of $533 per year. After the 25% increase, that maximum rises to approximately $679 per year. That is an increase of about $146 annually. A couple currently receives a maximum of $698 per year. After the increase, that rises to approximately $890 per year. And a couple with 2 children currently receives a maximum of $1,066 per year. Under the new system starting July 2026, that rises to approximately $1,358 per year. And remember, these are the base amounts. With the one-time top-up this spring plus the ongoing 25% higher payments, the government has put out the total picture for the first full benefit year. A single senior at $25,000 income will receive $950 in total for the 2026 to 2027 benefit year. That includes the one-time top-up plus the full year of enhanced payments. A couple with 2 children at $40,000 income will receive $1,890 in the 2026 to 2027 benefit year. These are official government-verified numbers from CANADA.ca. The total investment over 6 years is $11.7 billion. The Parliamentary Budget Office has independently estimated the cost at $12.4 billion. Either way, this is a massive commitment. The income thresholds are also changing. Here is something very few people are talking about, and I want to make sure you understand it because it could directly affect whether you qualify or how much you receive starting July 2026. The income phase-out thresholds are also going up. Right now, for the current benefit year, the phase-out begins at $42,500. Starting July 2026, based on the updated indexation, the phase-out threshold rises to $46,432. This is significant. If you are a senior or a family whose income is somewhere between $42,500 and $46,400, you were previously getting a reduced payment or no payment at all. Starting July 2026, you may qualify for a full or higher payment automatically. You do not need to do anything special. As long as you file your 2025 tax return, the CRA will recalculate your eligibility and send you the new amount. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Now let us talk about the mistakes, because no matter how good a benefit program is, people still miss out on money they are entitled to because of avoidable errors. I want to make sure that does not happen to you. The first and most important mistake is not filing your taxes. I cannot stress this enough. The entire GST credit and the new Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit is automatic, but only if you file your tax return. The CRA cannot calculate what you are owed if they have no information from you. You do not need income to file. You do not need to owe money to file. Even if you earned $0 last year, you must file a tax return to receive these payments. If you have not filed your 2024 tax return yet, you need to do that immediately. The April 30th, 2026 deadline for personal tax returns is less than a month away. If you miss that deadline, your July and October 2026 CGEB payments could be delayed or miscalculated. And to receive the enhanced payments starting July 2026, you will need your 2025 tax return filed as well. So this year, filing on time is more important than ever. The second mistake is not checking your CRA My Account. Thousands of Canadians every quarter wonder why they did not receive a payment. Sometimes it is a banking issue. Sometimes it is an address issue. Sometimes it is because a tax return was never assessed. All of this can be checked and fixed in your CRA My Account at Canada.ca. If you do not have one set up, I strongly encourage you to do it. It is free, it is secure, and it gives you complete visibility into every benefit payment that is coming your way. The third mistake is confusing the Canada FPT deposit label with a missing payment. When the CRA sends your benefit money by direct deposit, it shows up in your bank account with the label Canada FPT. It does not say GST credit. It does not say Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit. It just says Canada FPT. Many seniors see this unfamiliar label and call their bank thinking something went wrong. Nothing is wrong. Canada FPT is the CRA. That is your money. It can include the GST credit, provincial benefit supplements, and previously the Canada carbon rebate, all bundled into one deposit. The fourth mistake is assuming the one-time top-up came with the April 2nd payment without verifying. Some people will receive it on April 2nd bundled with the regular quarterly amount. Others may receive it separately in May or June. Do not spend money you are counting on before you confirm it has actually arrived. Log into your CRA, My Account, go to your benefit and credit section, and check your payment history. If the top-up is there, you will see it. If it is not yet there, you know it is coming before June 2026. The fifth mistake, and this one is specifically for seniors who receive GIS, is worrying that this new benefit will reduce your guaranteed income supplement. It will not. The Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit is completely separate and additional to GIS, OAS, and CPP. Receiving it does not count against your income in the way that would trigger a GIS reduction. These are two completely separate streams. You can receive both, and you should receive both if you qualify. Who qualifies and who does not? Let me be very clear about the eligibility rules so there is no confusion. To receive the Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit, which is the GST credit, you must meet all of the following conditions. You must be a Canadian resident for tax purposes in the month before and at the beginning of each payment month. You must be at least 19 years of age unless you are married, in a common law relationship, or are a parent living with a child. You must have filed your most recent tax return because that is how the CRA determines your eligibility and payment amount, and you must not have private diplomatic exemption status. There are a few situations that disqualify you. If you are incarcerated in a correctional institution for 90 or more consecutive days, you are not eligible during that period. And if your income is above the phase-out threshold for your family size, your payment will be reduced to zero. One more thing, newcomers to Canada. If you are a new resident who has not yet filed a Canadian tax return, you can apply manually using CRA Form RC-151. You do not have to wait until your first tax filing to start receiving this benefit. This is something many newcomers do not know. What happens if your quarterly amount is very small? Here is a rule that catches people off guard. If your calculated quarterly credit is less than $50, the CRA does not send you 4 separate small payments throughout the year. Instead, they bundle the entire annual amount into one single payment in July. So if you are entitled to, say, $160 for the full year, you will not receive $40 4 times. You will receive the full $160 in one deposit in July. This is just how the program works, and it is perfectly normal. But if you are expecting a quarterly deposit in April and you qualify for a very small amount, this is likely why you did not see anything today. Looking ahead, the July 2026 payment will be a landmark moment. I want to leave you with this thought. The April 2nd payment you received today was the last payment under the old GST credit structure as you have known it. Everything changes in July 2026. Starting with the July 3rd, 2026 payment, which will be based on your 2025 tax return, you will be receiving the new Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit at the full 25% enhanced rate. The income thresholds will be higher, the maximum amounts will be higher, and 500,000 additional Canadians who did not previously qualify will begin receiving payments for the first time. If you want to make absolutely sure you receive every dollar you are entitled to starting in July, you need to do 2 things before April 30th, 2026. File your 2025 tax return before the deadline, and make sure your direct deposit information with the CRA is current and accurate. That is it. 2 steps, and those 2 steps could mean the difference between receiving your full Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit on time in July or having to wait weeks for a reassessment. The total new government investment in this program over 6 years is $11.7 billion. This money is allocated. It is law. It is coming to eligible Canadians. The only question is whether your paperwork is in order to receive your share. A quick recap before you go. Let me give you a fast summary of everything we covered today. The April 2nd, 2026 payment was your regular quarterly GST credit, issued early because April 5th fell on a Sunday and April 4th was Good Friday. The maximum payment this quarter was $133 for a single adult, $174 for a couple, plus $46 per child. The GST credit has been officially rebranded as the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, following the royal assent of Bill C-19 on February 12, 2026. A one-time top-up equal to 50% of your annual 2025 to 2026 GST credit is coming before June 2026. That means up to $267 extra for a single senior and up to $533 for a family of 4. Starting July 2026, your regular quarterly payments increase by 25% for 5 full years, raising the maximum annual benefit to $679 for singles and up to $1,358 for a family of 4. Filing your tax return by April 30th, 2026 is critical. If you have questions or do not see your payment, call the CRA benefit line at 1-800-387-1193 or log into CRA My Account at canada.ca. This is your money. You have earned it. Do not leave it on the table. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a family member or friend who receives the GST credit. There are a lot of Canadians out there who do not know about the changes coming in July and who could genuinely benefit from this information. Subscribe to Canada Pension Briefing if you have not already, because we cover these updates in detail as soon as they happen. I am Tyler. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.